I was telling you at the gym yesterday while you were struggling to do your calf raises.
Yeah.
That you have to have a mission, and every mission is comprised of a mountain and a monster. You have to have a mountain to climb, and then there's got to be monsters that you beat along the way. So if you can gamify this idea of having a mission, a real mission, then the ingredients for that are what mountain are you climbing and what monsters are trying to kill you on the way up.
Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. Yeah, I need a bag, bro.
I got a very cozy neck. Welcome to the Married Game Podcast. I'm Keith Yak. I'm your host. You know we are the voice you trust when it comes to lust. I got the greatest co-host in all the land over here, Garrett J. White. What's up, bro?
Well, you know, they call me the Rat Hunter.
Ooh.
The Rat Hunter. Actually, the Seagull Slayer. Oh, that was a fucking lie. God, you know I've only lied really one time in the past year.
Did they really call you the Rat Hunter?
No, not at all. No one calls me the Rat Hunter, Taylor.
Okay.
And nobody calls me the Seagull Slayer except for myself. And
that would be an insult almost. So I was wondering who told you that.
Yeah, it sounds like a really bad
Something Keith would
gangster
say
name.
is you're a rat hunter. You can't handle the big game. You're after the rats.
Yeah, that's true. I did tell a man that. I said, if you'd stop hunting for pheasants, maybe you'd have some time to hunt some big game. So I said, listen.
You said that on a sales call?
No, I told it to a guy in the program, and he was like, hey, I've got some girls around. I go, no. Unless she's an 8.3 or above.
Peasants or pheasants?
Yeah, well, same. I said, listen, if you hang out with a bunch of time with 5s and 6s, and a lady that's an 8 or above will understand that you have low status. How the heck are you going to date? Nobody will date below their status. What are you doing? Stop. Yeah. You're hunting pheasants. You need to start hunting elk and lion and other things.
Well, where does a coyote fit into that?
Well, I'll tell you about that in a second. We've got Taylor Welch.
Coyotes do hunt rats.
Yes.
That's the beautiful full story about the whole thing.
Really, I'm the rat hunter, and I'm the one being hunted by coyote.
We've got one of the things we do here is we have friends of the show on, and this is one of my really good friends, one of my 4 horsemen. And honestly, dude, other than I talked with you the most, this is the second guy I
remember hearing about Taylor.
I
was quite jealous as a friend. I was like, what the fuck? You don't have 2 friends, bro. What are you doing? What are you going to Nashville again for? You stop it. I didn't say this is an open relationship. This is not friend plus.
Friendship plus.
Fuck that Taylor guy from Nashville.
Dude, but Taylor, man, I love you. I'm so glad you're here. And your
Me
beautiful
too,
wife over there. Love you, Lindsey. Pregnant with a second one, and it's
serious?
a boy.
It's a boy.
Ooh,
it's a boy.
How far along? Oh my God, you look beautiful.
Yeah, she's angelic. Dude.
You have the pregnant hair. I was like, your hair. I couldn't stop looking at your hair. I was like, your hair looks really, really good.
The glow and the glow.
It is. It happens. My wife's hair did the same thing.
Okay, so Taylor, dude, you're one of my best friends. I love talking to you. I think you're one of the smartest guys I know. You've created some amazing things, but you are now in a season of your life where you and I vibe extremely hard about just doing hard stuff, not listening, just following your voice and not caring what.
Just look me in the eyes the whole time.
Yeah.
When you tell me this.
Yeah. You bet, dude. We
I'll look you in the eyes while he says it. He's uncomfortable. He's got the coyote on his shoulders.
The spirit of the coyote is running wild here. But no, dude, welcome to the Man Cave.
It's good to be here.
We FaceTime a lot, and so we FaceTime. But you actually came here this is the first time you've been in here with the vibe. What's your thoughts?
Dude, it's great. I love the vibe. I saw it when it was in construction.
Yeah.
Not in person. I saw videos of it.
Yeah.
So I was blown away when I got to come in here. It's got a great energy.
Yeah,
I love the black. My office is black.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
I tried the black office one time, but then it felt very closed in. But I didn't do cool shit like you did. You probably did cool shit too. We did. It was
It's black.
It's
black
cool.
walls, black ceiling with the really cool how would you describe it's like a chandelier thing.
A light fixture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, so this is the smartest guy we know.
It's a brand new light fixture.
Hey, but listen, dude, you've created a movement, and you really pioneered some stuff about how people do funnels and marketing and copy, and a lot of the stuff you've done, and you've been radically successful in it. And we were talking yesterday about movements, and I wanted you to bring that concept on, and then I want to talk about your marriage a little bit, especially since your wife's there. And dude, where your priority is. Your video that blew up on TikTok was, I made $90 million last year, and frankly, I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
Will you get into the spirit of that and essence of that, or what you meant by that?
I'll tell you when it happened, when I had the realization.
Okay.
Because I was just telling a client about it this morning.
Okay.
So we did 92, 93, ballpark. I wanted to get to 100 million.
Okay.
Because you're not successful if you don't do 100 million.
Right.
It's like, obviously, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
9 figures is like the baseline.
Yeah.
That's why we hunt coyotes.
Yeah, this is why we hunt coyotes.
We're
So
still
$20 million rats is fine, but you got to get to the 100 million.
So call me the rat killer.
So apparently I've been hanging out with pheasants.
Pheasants and peasants.
Yes.
We invited a king into the house. Good.
Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah. So we hit that number, and then it was like March or April of this year. I have a 3-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Kate, and she wanted to play dress up. And something will happen, and it's happened before, but something's different, and you actually connect with the moment. And it's just a perfect, like, we're not always present.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things have to be in the ingredients or in the recipe for us to really pay attention. And sometimes it's like you got to be well rested, or you got to have a break. And so I'm coming off the weekend. My daughter wants to play dress up, and I don't have time to play dress up. And I have this realization that I just don't like who I am anymore.
Wow.
It doesn't matter. And so,
how long was this?
This was this year, March or April.
Was it something like, did you see something like in your daughter when you told her no that like shifted you, or was it just kind of the whole moment of that day?
It was
like,
the moment of the day. It was the moment of the day. I think we all get these moments, and they're gifts if we pay attention to them. But most of the time we just push past them. Have you ever felt off? It's like a little bit off.
Yeah.
Guys like us, we tend to optimize around those moments, but sometimes they're gifts from heaven or the universe or whatever, and we just have to pay attention. Like, why am I feeling this way?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't like who I am. I don't like who I am anymore. I'm not having fun. I'm not doing the things that I want to do. And so I think it caused a chain reaction for me. And I tell the story. We just recorded a video about it. There were several moments like this that added up to this moment. We went to Cracker Barrel. My daughter loves Cracker Barrel. We're raised in the South. If you don't like Cracker Barrel, you're a hater.
Yeah, dude. It's
the best, bro.
It's a jam.
And it's cheap.
Yeah, and it's fun.
It's so fun.
It's like a circus.
You can go to Cracker Barrel so many times on $92 million.
You could buy Cracker Barrel.
You know how many Cracker Barrels you could buy?
You could own the building. And Kate won't talk to me. You remember this? I was like, Lindsey, you're gonna deal with this is an attitude. Lindsey's like, no, you haven't been here. She doesn't want to talk to you. I was like, oh, something's
Joey
messed
does
up.
the same shit.
Something's messed up. Like, my wife and my daughter are both feeling like I'm not present. So like, I got to change some things. So we went on sabbatical. I went on a 30-day break, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
Like the first 10 days, I thought I was gonna die. Have you ever done this?
Not
full break from work.
Well, that's a discussion.
Okay.
Okay.
So like a 98% reduction.
90%.
90%. That's like nearly impossible.
I did maybe 4 hours of work the first week, but I worked because I felt like I was dying.
Yes.
Like I was like, I have no purpose.
Yes.
Like I'm going to die. But about 2 to 3 days in, I was like, I'm never going back. Like I'm not going back to the old pace of life. I fell out of love with what I was doing, and I fell out of love with who I was. And if you lose those things, you lose everything. You have nothing. So that was the journey for me. 33.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude.
I'm a baby.
These guys
What the fuck is the deal with these guys coming up? Bullshit.
Well,
last shall be first, first shall be last.
Yeah.
Well, we just talked about that. That's my. We were at the gym
30-year-old.
yesterday, and he's like dicking around on the treadmill, trying to keep up.
He can't.
And it's sad, dude.
First of all, I would never jump on a treadmill, so that's a lie.
You were on the glider. I don't. With your short shorts.
Well,
and your
let's
coyote.
just start. He was 17 minutes late.
That is true. Yeah. Ran into some issues.
So yeah,
Wow.
It was 7 minutes, but I ran
he
into some
says
issues.
I'm one of his best friends, but he doesn't value my time. I don't know if he does that to you.
Bro, you're
Hey guys, hey guys.
tonight.
By the way, just so you know,
This is
that
good.
shit talking is our love language.
It is actually love
This is our love language. So this,
It's good though.
yeah,
I like
it is.
It's good.
I was 7 minutes late, and then Allie at the front desk didn't want to. She denied my lifetime access for lifetime, and he had to come rescue me. So hence 17 minutes, but it was
You
7.
didn't have a membership with Lifetime Fitness, and you were wearing a coyote, and they didn't just let you in.
They thought he was a rat.
Do you not know who I am? I am the Coyote Slayer. You will let me pass. Call King.
Call King Taylor out from his treadmill session. Okay, no, what happened though, for real?
I had to come get you.
Yeah, you did.
Like you're wandering around the parking
Yeah.
lot, and I got
Well,
you in the building. Anyways,
But did everybody stare when I walked in with short shorts and big thighs?
they
Yes.
did. Your
Okay.
legs are nice, man. They're really
Yeah,
nice.
they are.
So, but we were talking about this. I feel
Yeah.
like my competitive advantage is time.
Yeah.
I got a lot of time left, dude.
Yeah.
You have
just I'm bringing it full circle. That's
Bro, the reality is at 33. I mean, here's the deal. You have a beautiful wife. You have a second child on the way. You're figuring this shit out 30. You realize that you're figuring this shit out at the same time me and every guy my age fucked up.
Mm.
This is what I'm noticing happening is that there's this rising consciousness in like not all. There's a whole group of that get that things should be different, but they won't fucking work. Then there's a small minority of guys like you who in your late 20s into early 30s, about the time we were crushing and banking, but we were unconscious. There was we didn't have access to data, conscious, which whatever the reason was, we were unconscious. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm 46.
Yeah.
I'm 13 years older than you. I mean, so like you go back to that. I mean, you're 20 at the time. I'm like in the middle of my prime, kind of crushing, and we're going. But I didn't have this awareness. It wasn't even fucking there, dude. Like we had to just be destroyed and lose everything to even wake up. And here you are. This is what's so impressive to me. 33, beautiful wife, second child on the way, and you're aware enough to actually choose to shift. Mm-hmm. How do you even get to a place to even be this fucking aware? Number one, to be this good.
Well, look at who he's hanging out with.
Well, he was, When did you first meet this Yahoo?
Back to you.
I don't know, but I hope we got that face on a.
It's going to be the greatest freeze frame. Do it again there. He'll do this to me surfing. He doesn't have fucking glasses on.
Yeah.
He'll look at me like I'm a horrible, like, shows that way.
Really?
Like even the grandpa eyes.
Like,
it's
really
just
go back
standards.
I thought we
were a pastor too.
Yeah.
Worship leader. This guy can sing
You
like
were a
nobody's
worship leader. You
business.
sing too?
Oh, God, like an angel.
Wow.
Like an angel.
I used to be better, but so can Lindsey. She's really good.
No,
were you a worship singer too? Yeah. So you were a pastor and a worship leader?
Yeah.
Okay, so go back to this.
I met Lindsey in Springfield. You weren't on staff. You were an intern, right? We were both interns at this massive church in Springfield. I mean, like,
is Springfield in Tennessee?
It's in Missouri. It's
okay.
over by Branson.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So we had like Easter Sunday. We had Lindsey's leading worship. It's like 35,000 people there.
Holy shit!
Huge.
In one service.
Yeah, massive arena.
That's insane.
We had this thing called I Love America on July 4th, and we would do worship, and we'd have all these people, 115,000 people.
Oh my!
In like an outside, and I'm singing James River.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's where I met Lindsey.
The South does not screw around with its Bible game.
They are in.
On it,
in fact,
and the SEC football.
When you understand business, it's like we should start a church.
For sure.
Yeah,
we should start.
I think we're starting one.
Jake doesn't like when I talk about this because it puts a bad residue on spirituality. But I'm like, yo, if you save so much money in taxes, just wire it through, dude.
Yeah, this is true. Okay, so
you're a worship leader, and Lindsey comes in, and you see her.
She doesn't like me. She thinks that I'm annoying. Which at the time I was young, and it was true.
We're getting a nod. Okay, congrats.
She didn't. She wasn't a fan. Okay. I made people laugh, and she was serious, and she didn't like that. That's kind of what happened in school. Okay, I was arrogant.
Yeah.
I like the translation.
Not arrogant.
I make people laugh. Like, no, you were arrogant.
This is humble, Taylor.
I've grown out of
Yeah. No, you're not arrogant.
We moved to Memphis.
Here's confident.
We moved to Memphis. Exactly. Just better. Not arrogant.
But you used to be arrogant.
I used to be arrogant.
I can see it.
We moved to Memphis, Tennessee. And we moved there because I always wanted to work at a church. That's always what I wanted. Even in Springfield, growing up, I'm going to work at a church.
Was your dad a pastor? Mm-mm. Oh. Uncle? Grandpa? Anybody?
I had an uncle who was a pastor.
Was that who inspired you?
I just grew up in it.
In the church world like that?
Yeah. Do you know who Hillsong is?
Yeah.
Like Hillsong Worship?
Yeah.
I grew up listening to them.
Oh, shit. They're great. I like them a lot. We went to the concert in LA.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. They're amazing.
They're really good. Yeah.
So that's all I knew. That's all I wanted. Got the job at the church in Memphis. We got married. And it was probably 6 months after we got married that Lindsey was actually like, something's wrong. Because I was just working nonstop, 100-hour weeks. Like, it was insanity. And then I just didn't like it anymore.
Just leading worship and leading service and prayer meetings and college.
I was at the church every single day. Like 7 days a week.
Did you stop like a trainer who stops loving working out? Did you kind of stop?
It became a job.
Relationship with God.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It became a job.
Yeah,
like being a Christian became a job. I was paid to be a Christian. I was paid to be a worshiper. Like, I just didn't like it. It kind of transactionalized. There's that. That word again. The whole thing. So I quit. Got into real estate.
Did Lindsey call you out on this?
She did.
I might be right back. Keep going.
We were at Ruby Tuesdays. You ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
We were at Ruby Tuesdays one day, and she was like, "I think you got to transition." You remember this? I was like, I can't transition. I'm not going to go to hell.
Wow.
Forget that.
Yeah.
It's like, which sounds extreme, but I was like, we were in that religious circuit where I was like,
I
I
was
can't
raised in
quit,
Mormonism.
man.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Can't
I mean,
quit.
it's
I'm not going to let everybody down like that.
Yeah.
Like even on our honeymoon, it was like, man, I slept the whole honeymoon, the entire thing. We had sex like one time.
One time
on our
you had sex
honeymoon,
on the honeymoon.
7
you
days.
slept the whole time because you're so tired.
I'm exhausted and I'm sick, and we're just like not healthy. So
Did you have throughout all this? Did you have a deep relationship with God, like for real, like a relationship, or do you feel like it was kind of plasticky? Because
I think it was plasticky.
Mhm.
Like it's real now,
Yeah.
but I think it was real before then. And in that season, I was just like underwater.
So fast forward to you go on to sabbatical. You're a different human being at this point. What were some of the biggest revelations about you and your family? Because I noticed the switch being your friend through all this, and we talked a lot during that time.
Well, hold on. Before we do that, you mentioned something about.
Okay.
Can I?
Yeah.
You mentioned something about like the advantage it is to be able to figure out things early.
Because you were how old when you decided to leave the church?
24.
So you're 24. So what is like a decade ago? You
Yeah.
leave the church and then you
Go into
from
real
you-
estate.
Okay.
Learn
You're like
real
a broker?
estate.
Like a real estate broker?
No, property management.
Okay.
Like the worst part of real estate.
You're the worst
Like,
part. The
very,
hardest part
very
to make
bottom.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, I sat
Oh,
behind a
God.
bulletproof glass window in Memphis, and people would come in,
Oh shit, dude.
and they would tell me everything that was broken. And my job was to figure out. This is where I learned sales. My job was to figure out how to get them to leave.
Mm.
And
These
not
were
fix
tenants
their
coming
issue.
in.
Yeah,
When your job was to get them to leave and not have to fix
not
anything.
have to fix it.
Oh God, you were fucking. This is where you learned all your shit.
That's me.
Dude,
All
you
my
were in
reframes,
Memphis.
bro,
Isn't
right
Memphis
here.
like the highest like the murder
It's
capital of
bad,
the
dude.
United States.
We had to get out.
It's
I
fucking
don't
bad,
know
isn't
if it's
it?
number one, but it's
It's got to
in the
be
top
up there,
5.
like right by Chicago or somewhere in there. I
it's top
remember reading
5.
that one day.
Yeah. So that's how you learn how to sell.
Yeah.
Is you escape with your
Wow.
life, and
Wow.
then you apply it to
make
selling
money.
Yeah.
people
Okay.
on things.
Okay. So I'm
But-
seeing this.
Got into marketing.
Okay.
And
When was the marketing switch? When did you decide marketing mattered?
it was real. I had a propensity for systems and patterns and leverage.
Yeah.
Because the owners of the real estate company promoted me
Mm.
3 or 4 times. I got like half of the company fired because the property management company was like it wasn't built the right way. Well, they weren't using any project management. It was like just a mess. So I cut the team in half, which essentially
Like with software?
with tech and processes.
Yeah.
So essentially boosted the profitability. And one of the owners was like, "Hey, do you know how to do marketing?" I was like, "Totally do marketing." I had no idea what I was
You're
doing.
like, I know where YouTube is. I'll
Yeah.
go fucking
So
learn
I
this tonight.
taught myself how to use HubSpot back in the day. HubSpot was
Wow.
nothing back then. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a newsletter. This was 2013.
Mm.
It was a newsletter. You had to learn to code to use HubSpot, like CSS and like Java and stuff like
It's
that.
rough.
So I would go to Starbucks in the morning, 4:30, 4:45, teach myself how to code. I would go to work, then I would do college classes at night for 15 months. And I got really good, like really good, to the point where I had to talk to him. I was like, I'm making 3 times the amount of money on the side on Saturday mornings that I am full-time here. And the owner was like,
Can't pay you.
can't do it. This is rough and tumble, dude. He's going to work until he's dead. And before I left, he said, can I give you one piece of advice? And the first time I saw him like become a real human, he was like, don't chase the money.
Mm.
I was like, what are you talking about? This dude has like 3 families. You know, he's like the opposite of what you would expect him to say. He's like, it wasn't worth it.
But his truth came out.
This truth came out at the very end. He saw something in me that reminded him of himself. And I think he wanted to like protect me from it.
That's how I got out of PE. I was a
Really?
PE teacher, yeah. And I thought I was going to be my life. I was going to be a PE teacher and a football coach. And I went to the head coach after I'd been coached for a year and a half. And I'd started down the path of mortgages. And I started making good money in mortgages, but I really loved coaching. And he was like, I went to him. This Polynesian dude, ran painting companies on the summer, football camps, fucking badminton camps, just trying to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And I go to him, I'm like, dude, like, should I stay or not? And he looks at me, same kind of thing. He's like, no.
Don't say.
He's like, you're way too talented for this. Go do something else.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can be just like me.
Yeah.
This dude's like 62, fucking unhappy. So, wow, your same moment. Okay, so
Same
you
moment.
launched.
The key is the figuring it out early also is a vulnerability,
Okay.
because from 2014 to 2021, I never lost. Nothing. Not a day. And then I started losing. There were different things in different businesses because I grew too fast. So it's circling back to that moment. I think sometimes people are like, man, that's amazing. You figured it out so early. You figured out how to win so early. But it's also, man, if you've never been right at the very end and you lost by a point in the fourth quarter, you don't know how to clutch. You don't know how to play. And you see athletes who go through that and they can't recover.
Yep.
It's a vulnerability. If you build an empire too big without knowing how to lose, you're going to lose the empire.
Yeah.
So it actually was a vulnerability for me, and I had to go through some shit to figure out how to lose.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's 100% accurate. I play way different now after losing my first round of companies in 2008. And in 9, like I was just exposed. I was just fucking exposed as a non-entrepreneur. I didn't have the skills needed to lead people through the vortex. So it's been a very different build since then.
Yep.
So you go through, you build, and then you hit the point of the sabbatical. Like you're building again. And then you have the moment you're at Cracker Barrel and your daughter's like giving you the cold shoulder, and you have your epiphany moment and you choose like what becomes the decision.
I just choose to quit. So I quit
it.
everything.
I fucking love
I
it.
gave it all away. I rebuilt something
true.
different.
Yeah.
You gave it to your
Companies
partners?
were valued at $72 million.
You just walked away.
Yeah.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
So brought in a new CEO, let him take over, and just
You just literally slid the keys and walked away.
Uh-huh.
And who was your partner? Chris?
Chris Evans.
Is Chris the one that took it over?
No.
Chris walked
Ashton,
too?
different guy. No, Chris stayed in, but similar. Like
Similar
halfway
situation.
retired.
Got it.
But I like completely left. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That
now,
was, what did that feel like that day?
Terrifying.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Part of it was we were in Florida. So we were on the sabbatical. We're in the last week of Florida. And I'm walking the beach. And I feel like God's like, give it away. I'm like, that's not God, dude. Forget that. $72 million. I own half of it. Lindsey was like, no, I feel the same way. And so I was like, if I don't sign this thing over, like as soon as I get back, I'll change my mind. So we got back and I like rushed the meeting, signed it over. I was like, it's going to happen on paper. It's going to be official. We signed it over. And I was like, you remember, I was like, I think I just ruined our lives. I just actually tanked our whole family. It was terrifying, dude. It was completely terrifying. And it was amazing at the same time.
Did you feel like there was like an undercurrent of like certainty at some level to do it, but the moment after doing it is when the panic
You doubt.
hit? Yeah,
That's how it always is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you get through and then you make the decision. Some people, I think, have a propensity to doubt before the activity.
Yeah.
And some people doubt after. And the people who doubt before end up working for the people who doubt after because they never actually get to the. So if you pay attention, you guys are the same way. Like you'll just do it.
Do shit.
You'll just do it. You're like, I know if I don't jump right now, I can never.
Mhm.
Like I remember talking with the pastor. His name was Dan at the church when I was quitting. He's like, why do you feel like you can't get what I said? I don't know why I need to leave, but I know that if I don't, I will for the rest of my life wonder, should I have?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just jump and you figure it out.
Yeah.
But then you always doubt after. Always.
Well, there's two things that you mentioned yesterday at the gym that I thought were really interesting because you're rebuilding a whole new movement and you've got a lot of people following you and excited about what you're doing. And you talked about those two
I'm
things.
excited to fucking figure out what it is. I didn't even know there was a new movement.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this shit happened. See, I'm like
Yeah.
one removed. I'm outside the best friend circle.
Yeah.
I'm like best friends with Coyote Ugly over here, and your best friend with Coyote Ugly, and he's
Yeah.
obviously not transferring the data.
Well, I'm giving you what you need because you go, hey, let's talk about sales and sales rooms. Oh, let's talk about Taylor. We talk about Taylor and sales rooms. You didn't ask about this. We haven't.
We're gonna build a sales. We're gonna build a sales floor though.
Yeah.
I hear we're building a sales floor.
I'm
Yeah.
fucking building
Let's
the
go.
sales floor, dude.
Yeah.
I'm ready,
Let's go.
dude.
All right.
Look,
Well,
listen.
hold on.
No, you can continue, but I'm saying one thing. It's not too often. Listen, there were two people. There are two people I want to hang out with in the next like 24 hours besides you, bro. All of you.
Yeah.
Legit.
God, here we go.
Actually, it's like three. There were three people. Is who we were just with: Mark, you, and Grant.
Yep.
Like that. Those are three people. Oh, and Pete, because Pete's like you, so Pete doesn't count. Pete's like always in there because I was
Yeah.
Pete.
Yeah.
For real, because like I'm inspired by how you have figured out consciously to navigate and tactically and skillfully navigate while being married with kids Dude, people, this is fucking abnormal at the highest fucking level.
Unicorn behavior.
It's so
Unicorn.
rare to meet somebody who can actually navigate all those elements and consciously stay plugged into the calling on his life.
Yeah.
So, dude, I'm into support whatever the fuck you're up to.
Yeah. Well, amen to that. Like, hit the amen button.
We need one of those. We're getting one.
We need an amen
like
button.
Brad's got his dropping bombs. Blow
Yeah,
up. We need a fucking.
We need an amen.
And it plays a little organ run.
Yeah.
Dude,
Okay,
crazy,
dude. So the movement, the mission is a mountain to climb and a monster to slay.
You want to talk about this?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and then I want you to jump into the sales stuff with Garrett because I think it'd be really radical. But dude, you talked about you've got this mission of who you are, bro. You've radically changed since last time you came out here work at the gym, and this time like
I was a bitch
from this
I couldn't even lift
from this. Dude, I was doing pistol squats.
Bro.
Oh, they're getting massive.
They're getting big.
Wow,
bro.
dude,
Good luck
look
with
at
it.
you.
Last time I
You
saw
got a compliment
I
out in the
haven't seen you since,
wild?
like last year. I haven't seen you since last year. You look like really fucking great.
Yeah, he's doing it for sure. So talk about
What?
whatever you're doing is making your arms bigger, and
Lifting fucking barrels.
You've always
Back
appreciated a
barrel.
good bicep.
I always appreciate a man who works out. That's
Yeah.
it. I'm just like, good fucking job. I don't appreciate men that don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah.
So tell us about the mountain to climb, and the mission, and the monster to slay.
What were we talking about that brought this up?
We were just talking about this calling on our life that makes a man do things, and you're like, yeah, for a man to have a mission. Yeah.
You found a sabbatical and you found the pocket, and in the pocket you made some radical decisions. And those radical decisions opened up the thing that now you're doing.
100%.
Yeah.
Does Kate want to talk to you now?
Kate will talk to me a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
we get donuts every week.
Okay, we got to figure out if
won't-
Kate's on the board.
We didn't know if she was still on the
Kate
outgoing.
won't leave me alone now, which is awesome.
This is the best. It's the best.
No, I had this download. I think it was about a year ago. It was maybe a year and a half ago. But I didn't. You know how sometimes you'll have an epiphany and you'll be like, I got to think about this. I'm not totally sure. And then you'll validate it, and you're like, oh, that's real. That's actually a principle. You can tell a principle is a principle because it's fractal, like, and you can take it layers deep, and it is always true. It's always true, no matter what. And so, I was telling you at the gym yesterday while you were struggling to do your calf raises, that
I fucking like this guy.
there.
I love Taylor do this. This is a moment for me.
Yeah.
I've never seen you in a relationship with somebody else that talks shit to you as much as I do.
Yeah.
This is like
It's so good.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's using my moves on you
He
and not
probably
telling
does.
us.
Yeah.
I'm finding out quickly that possibly all his moves have been taken from me. Keep going.
Yeah, because clearly that's me.
It's like every
The guy with the coyote pelt, he definitely copies other people. Let's
How
talk
do
about
you
that.
make it through trauma? How do you make it through setback? I've got this product called the Arena. And inside the Arena, what we do is, we talk about mindset, but we talk about it from the frame of the greatest. We just got done with a series on Winston Churchill. Churchill would whoop your ass.
Yeah.
All three of us at the same time. The
Yeah.
dude never gave up. We're going into a series on Abraham Lincoln. It's like validated over and over again. Abraham Lincoln failed more times than any other leader I've ever studied. Ever. I mean, the people closest to him died. He got voted out of the dude was a nightmare. Like, his life was horrible. How do you keep going? And one of the things is, like, you have to have a mission, and every mission is comprised of a mountain and a monster. You have to have a mountain to climb, and then there's got to be monsters that you beat along the way. So if you can gamify this idea of having a mission, a real mission, then the ingredients for that are what mountain are you climbing and what monsters are trying to kill you on the way up. And most people, when you really talk, like, being honest, it's like, you're weak because you have no monster. You're weak because you have no mountain. Or you did have a mountain, you climbed it, and you never went to the next peak. And so people get stuck here. I got stuck here. I was like making millions and millions and millions of dollars. No mountain. My mountain was behind me. The last mountain, I was telling Lindsey this, like, I feel like from 2015 to 2021, I didn't process. Like, it just, boom. And I had no mountain. The last mountain I had was, I don't want to be poor. Well, there's no mission there. You've already climbed the mountain. So you study these guys and these gals who have, like, their fire. They're constantly fighting monsters and climbing to a new peak. If you ever stop, you're dead. You lose. There's no guarantee you get it back.
Is it because they feel the fulfillment of the climb and in fighting the monster? Like, they love the joy and fulfillment of doing that it's the juice.
It's
right?
the juice. And there's always got to be certainty and uncertainty. There's always got to be both. Like human beings, we're like confusing as hell, dude.
Yeah.
And so we have to have people think that they're optimizing for security and then they die. Your central nervous system shuts down. You have no fast twitch. You get too safe, right? There's no mountain.
This is why, like, if you end up like sparring, or you end up like doing some kind of activity, or if we're out of the water for like a month, 2 months, and then a 10 to 12 foot swell comes through, our pucker factor is extremely
Huge.
way fucking higher.
Huge.
Than if we've been on the water every day for 2 months straight.
Yeah.
In 3 to 4 foot waves, we're ready to go.
But it gets worse than that. There's a layer deeper than that. You can go to the level underneath it. Because what you're saying is true. But the worst case scenario is you actually never get back in the water again.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Because you're like, what if? That's most people. Like guys like you will get back in and get your ass whooped because you're like, I shouldn't have stayed out for 2 months.
Yeah.
But most of society, they just never get back in.
There's this energy about you now this last year that has turned on it's so fun to be around, and it fuels me a lot. And we both get really geeked out about it. And it is this, hey, man, I did this hard thing and I feel radically fulfilled because I did it. What is that like as you're going through those hard things for your relationship with Lindsey? Is she like Lindsey? Do you like him better now than in the past?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like him better when he's climbing? Yeah. Is he more like? Come here. Come over here and what? Come sit.
Yeah.
over
Can we
here.
turn this on and
Can we turn this on? We
can
just bring her into the
yeah? Can you AK? Can you grab that
I
chair
feel like
or
we've
that
now-
chair right there?
we've now looked over to the queen like so many
Yeah,
times
we've-
for validation. We might as well give her a microphone.
Yeah.
I was gonna give her mine. I didn't realize we were gonna pull one out magically into the table. That
Yeah.
was awesome.
Well, where are you at?
Obviously not paying attention to the back around here.
Well, no, I'm saying you're in the man cave.
Oh yeah, I am in the man cave.
Yeah, we got. What do we need?
Okay, so
We have everything you need.
Test real quick and let's see.
And make sure the switch is up right where your fingers are.
Yep,
Yeah.
you turned
All right.
it on.
Perfect.
Got it?
This makes me so happy.
Hello, testing.
Yes.
Wow, dude.
She's angelic.
Testing. All right.
What's so
All right.
fun is to watch like the just the vibrational energy of our whole circle just changed when the queen showed up.
I love it.
We just got framed
I love it. So
in a good way.
you're way more involved in a lot of the stuff now that he's been through this and the sabbatical and stuff you guys went together, right?
Yeah, totally.
And do you like that better?
Yeah.
Is it because you feel more involved, or what is it for you that makes it feel better for you? Welcome to the show, by the way.
Thank you very much. I would have to say, I think that I've always pictured us building together, whether that's Taylor has his own company, but I'm also included in the conversations.
She owns a salon and runs her whole thing, and he wrote copy for her. She was an entrepreneur before him.
Yeah, one time she got me a Christmas present and it made me go into a massive rut. I like spiraled because
Oh, this is great.
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I was
The
throwing rolls
express
at
letter.
Lambert's Cafe. Do you know what Lambert's is?
No.
It's this all-you-can-eat restaurant, and you throw rolls at people. And
Okay.
they had an ambulance every day because somebody would overeat and pass out.
It's true.
Serious.
Oh, this place sounds like Cracker Barrel.
Serious. Like it was like what you did when you went to Springfield.
Yeah.
And
People
I was
would overeat and be taken out
Dude,
on ambulances from
old.
rolls.
They would die.
Literally.
Like buses of old people visiting Branson would come in and they would eat
It's
and
so
eat and
true.
eat and eat and eat. People died.
The
yeah.
guy on my flight yesterday. Wow.
Yeah.
They had lawsuits all the time. They're like, it's not our fault. They just chose to do this to themselves.
Wow.
So, anyways, she got me a hoodie from Express, which is big money.
Yeah.
It was a bright blue hoodie.
Yeah, I remember.
Matched the color of my eyes.
Yeah.
And I really liked it.
So blue.
And I was like, how did you afford this? And she was like, what? This is the hoodie. And I was like, she's rich. Oh my God.
Oh, dang.
And I was like, I can't date this person.
Oh, wow.
She's rich. It took me into like a massive spiral and I like didn't want to talk to you for a bit. Remember
Well,
that?
yeah. You like washed the windows at my salon, and
Yeah, I did.
I remember Taylor would stay up
Right.
super late and hang out with his friend and ride around. And this guy was like a police officer. He would let them go for night rides and like
It was a
listen-
chaplain.
Yeah, listen
Yeah.
to the CB
Yeah.
radio. And I remember he was like tired every day when he would get up for school. And I was like, is this what you're going to do with the rest of your life? Like,
She
what
was
do
like,
you-
I'm not fooling around with this
There's
guy.
something
Yeah.
powerful about a woman that asks these kind of questions. Lindsey, welcome to the show. We're done talking to you. Lindsey, welcome to the show. No.
I don't think it's possible to build. Like, I don't know too many single men who can make decisions that you're making. At an older age, I watch guys making these decisions quite a bit. 45, 55 in that pocket. They're kind of like, fuck. And every time, if you follow and trace it back, there's this powerful woman, sometimes seen on the front lines, sometimes not so seen on the front lines, who's whispering in the ear. I asked you a question when you sit on the couch, which was, you enjoy him more when he's climbing the mountain and fighting monsters. Why? Like, what do you notice about him as a man, being in a relationship with him, that has it more exciting or whatever? What's the feeling for you
besides
him
being
climb?
ripped? No.
I think that's like it could be an oxymoron, because I didn't love Taylor in those years where he was striving and I never saw him, and he was climbing, but it was like, for what? Like, are you climbing to like gain and like what is it for? And I think this time he has a purpose, and like we're included, and it involves like Kate and I, and conversations and dreaming together. And it's not like, well, here's my vision, hope you're cool with it, we're gonna make tons of money and you can have your dream house, but for what? Like, I think this summer I was like, I'll live in an apartment, I like don't care. I just want
You actually said that.
Yeah, I did.
And I was like, wait, really? She's like, yes, I've told you that a million times.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's real. She's in it for me. You're not in it for the money. That
I like
in and
the
of itself
growth.
snaps something.
I don't like the strive. Like,
you like
I
the
feel
what?
like I like the growth of the
yeah.
climb. I don't like when it turns to striving.
Yeah.
So,
What's the difference in that for you?
growth is like, I mean, he's able to actually read now because there's like something cool going on.
I forgot how to read. That's what she just said.
That's not what Andrew Tate says.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I got him.
Dude, did you listen to that interview?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
actually
Very good.
It's not bad, dude.
It's very good.
But Lindsey,
Yeah.
so the striving and growth is one they might be the same thing, or one might lead to the other. You just didn't like him striving alone and you feel like you're being left behind. Is that how you want to say it? Because that's how I said it.
It's more of a posture.
Okay.
I think striving is more of a, what can I get from this season? Like, how much can I get kind of thing. And it leaves people like in the dust a bit, because all you can focus on is keeping it going, because you have this machine that just is like a runaway train, But then when it comes from that place of growth and a place of rest, it's like he still works a good amount, but it's not like we're laying on the beach not doing anything.
Yeah, of course.
There's just a purpose behind it, and it's it's just more focused.
It's healthy.
It's healthy, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the difference for you, Taylor? Like this same idea of striving versus growth. I love this. And she's like referencing that there's a kind of an energy difference. Like, what's the difference for you?
Striving is a lot of I think linear, like self-effort, very one-to-one. Whereas what you're talking about is growth. There's there's more to it than just me. So you have all of these different factors that make something a movement or make something powerful. There's an energy to it. There's a spirituality to it. So I think very linear, one-to-one self-effort. I'm going to do this because I can get this. I almost think striving is more transactional, whereas growth is more contributory. Like, it's contribution based, and you have a multiplier attached to it. So you can go longer, I think, without wearing out, because you're actually contributing something. There's an exchange rather than a transaction.
Is it possible to have that experience without first having experienced striving?
I think it depends on personality. Not for me. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. I don't think so. When I'm sitting listening to it, like Lindsey, same thing for Danielle and I. Like, we've been together for 21 years, and I was so committed to proving I was not a broke ass kid from Stockton in a trailer.
Yeah.
That I like my wife will say, like, you literally ignored me for 5 years of our first 5 years being married. You ignored me.
You say the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I was like a vagina for you. That's it. Like, you just worked all the time and ignored me. And she's a hairstylist, and she built a big hair brand. And the time that she did hair, she's like, okay. And it wasn't until later, it wasn't really probably until last 2 years for me, bro. Like, that I got to the place that you're at right now. It was probably about 18 months ago. And Kevin's probably when you got there too. was about that shit. We all kind of arrived at the same place about the same time. It was actually probably a year ago. It wasn't 18 months ago when Danielle got pregnant with our last. And I was like, got the fucking house, got the cars, got the money, got the game. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Danielle's looking at me saying the same thing. Is this going to keep going until you're like 60?
Yeah.
And then what? And all our kids are grown up and they're gone. And then what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
And then you get a new fire, and that fire is hot.
Yeah.
And the other fire, it just is there to keep you warm. That's all it is.
Mm.
It's just a little blanket. You're trying to fix a problem that you've spent your whole life trying to escape. And then you snap, and you have to get a real fire. And that fire is what builds the movement.
What's that fire for you right now?
My dad is a perfect example. He was a guy in corporate America. He was a VP at Allstate for 20 years. Hated every minute of it. Hated it. Like his soul was just slowly rotted. Making $250,000 a year, can't replace it. You know how easy it is to replace $250,000 a year?
Yeah.
Very.
Snap your fingers and replace it.
Yeah.
But people don't know that because they're in the system. And the whole system is designed to extract energy. Like that's what it's designed for.
Yeah.
Like a siphon.
Yeah.
So right now, I think I have two things that really drive me. They make me wake up early. They make me hungry. One is like I want to help people like that get out of the maze because it's really
Like
easy.
older.
Yeah.
Got
People, doctors,
They're stuck, bro.
they're stuck.
So stuck.
And they're stuck for what? $300,000?
Max. That's what's so crazy. Dude.
Like
400,000 maybe.
it's not that much money.
Yeah.
They're stuck because they have gone through a system designed for slave labor. Like they're just stuck there. I sound like you know who, but that's
Yeah.
but mine is pure.
Yeah, you're pure. You're pure.
Anyways, I believe women can read.
Yeah.
So then you transition to the second, which really drives me, it really motivates me,
Yeah.
is our best. Usually, our best movements are for people who are like what we used to be.
Yeah.
Because we know that person.
Yeah.
And so the people who are stuck in this idea of like I have to be a certain way because somebody else is a certain way and they're making money. And what they're doing is they're becoming simultaneously rich in balance sheet and poor in spirit at the same time. And they're losing things that are priceless to acquire things that you can buy on Amazon. I want to help those people because there's a better way to do it.
Do you experience that as like literally a contract of soul? Like you're selling your soul
Yeah.
for cash in this world?
Yes. Yes.
Me too.
Yes.
It's-
Because you are.
Yeah.
You know, people don't like that, but you are. You are.
It's almost like with your analogy of siphoning, almost feels like this is what's happening to marriages. It's what's happening to, like, it's just happening to human beings everywhere. It's destroying families, it's destroying relationships because the system in every way everybody's experiencing it. It's like our souls are being sucked in, and even entrepreneurs are being sucked into the consumerism at the top of it by this idea of more and more and more. That was my wife that came to me. She's like, when?
It's enough.
Literally sits me down, when the fuck will it be enough? I was like,
wait a minute.
oh, that's I never once considered there could be a place that I'd ever arrived that there was enough. So
Well, how does that go with your how did that line up? Because you believe in expansion so deeply into your core that there's got to be a mix. How did you settle that?
It's exactly what I believe spiritually Taylor's arrived at. It's a place like now, like where it shifted for me was that the pursuit was not having it all anymore. That was what my pursuit was. That's what I've been telling everybody for years. Warriors, like, our mission here is to become everything God created us to become. We're here to expand. And then in the last year, God's like, hey, trick question. Guess what? You're not here to become anything. You already are everything I already made you. What I need you to be is get rid of all the stuff that's not you.
Yeah.
And this behavior is not you. And the more you reveal you, the more life makes sense. And I put you here to experience some things, one of which is creation.
Yeah.
Part of creation is climbing mountains and finding monsters and revealing more of you. So like that, I was pursuing still with this like broke kid who was terrified no matter how much I got.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I was sitting in my $20 million house with the cars I always wanted in the garage, with my wife on fire, life's fire, I have it all, still not free.
Yeah.
Still striving.
Yeah.
Still searching. Dude, I'm just literally, it's like I'm talking to my fucking self, only you're like way smarter. than me. I'm like, me at your age wouldn't just been like, dude, I'll work for you right now. For sure. Like, I for sure would have worked for you. I'd have been like, oh, dude, you're the fuck man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Now I'm like,
Can I give you that answer?
compliment?
Perfect.
Sure.
Can I give you one more answer?
Oh,
Because I've thought so much about this. Everything you're saying is correct. You can take it. You can draw a line in the middle. Picture a pyramid, and you graduate from Newtonian to quantum. What you're asking is, how can this be true and this be true? Because quantum is the world of the spirit, and everything's always both and.
Wow.
Like, they have, like, if you looked at CERN, these quantum computers, you know, like,
I don't know.
studied
Yeah.
This, huh?
yeah.
So a normal computer is like, there's ones and O's and things are one or the other. Quantum, there's two simultaneous answers at the same time for everything. And so it multiplies the output of the computer, which is why they're so powerful. But in the world of quantum, when you study it, everything is two versions at the same time. So it's enough, it's not enough. Both are real
Yeah.
at the same time. That's how the
Yeah.
spirit world works.
How do you guys explain that to yourself to where you're like, all right, I'm at peace, dude. Like, I've got two sides of a quarter. It's one quarter, but there's two sides. How did you get to being like, all right, these now exist, and to where you found your pocket? Have you?
I think speaking frankly on this, I'm entering the stage that you just stepped into, meaning this is what God's been asking me to do. He's like, literally for the last 5-6 months, let it all go. And I thought, oh, fuck, I need to burn it all down. Okay, because that's what I do. I'll just burn it all down. He's like, I didn't ask you to burn it all down. I said, I need you to let it go.
Yeah.
Give it back to me.
Yeah.
Give it back to me. That's it. Give it back. Which was super weird for me because my mind only knows strive,
Yeah. Control,
build,
conquer.
Control, conquer, dominate. And he's like, hey, give it to me. Oh, burn it. No, don't burn it. Just give it to me. I was like, well, what does that mean? He's like, just keep doing things I'm asking you to do. I need you to let go. Because this piece is opening up. This thing that you stepped into is a thing that I've stepped into in the last 6 to 8 months. And I'm watching guys that I'm connecting with. Everyone's being called into this same thing. There's something happening
Globally.
Yeah. And it's like this profit network I've been telling you about. Like, prophets on the front line of production who understand the modern game are going to be able to do things that pastors could never pull off. The megachurch will never pull off what lined up producers teaching this psychology can pull off.
Yeah. 100%. I think that it's the pacing at which you go. It's like, I've segmented sort of like my life and calendar. There's like control and conquer. And you know when I'm in control and conquer mode, because it's just like, poof, like, just get out of the way. Like, and she'll literally just you don't talk to me. He's in control and conquer. Yeah. And anything in the way is going to get flattened. And then that second piece is like, I'm starting to call it rest, recover, and wander.
Wow.
So you've got like control and conquer, which is like, what's the fastest path from A to B, which is how we are used to thinking. Fastest path, direct offer, flatten the resistance, I am the storm, right?
Yep.
And then you've got rest, recover, wander, which is, what's the scenic path? And there's no timeline here. And there's no transaction here. And you wander, because in wandering, you get the downloads. You do this every Sunday night. That you're wandering. That's that flip side of the equation. Yeah. And I found that people who are all control conquer, they build, burn, build, burn, build, burn, build, burn. And what you look at their life on a macro is this.
Just a circle.
Massive circle.
Just a giant cul-de-sac.
Because they're chasing as fast as they can in a loop. And then you've got people who are comfortable wandering and taking the slow route, and they advance. Because they're going at it from a different mind, different energy. And you can bounce before that, like back and forth in a day, in a week, in a month. Just whatever is giving you life in the moment, you chase that.
That's that circle thing, or the wandering is chase whatever in life. Which one?
They're both that. Like, some days I cannot rest. It would require more work for me to rest than just freaking work. I don't know if you ever felt that way.
For sure, I felt that way.
It would take so much energy to just not do this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to work then. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's a Saturday. Lindsey's like, just go to Starbucks and just do your thing. Right? She can tell. I'm like, I'm in conquer mode. I need to go do something. And then some days, I'm not. I just go for a walk. Hang, read. It's both and based on whatever gives you life.
Yeah, that's so powerful. Dude, I loved having you on this show.
Are we done?
Well, we need to be here in
8
1
minutes.
minute. Well, he's got to be somewhere in 8 minutes.
we're
That's
going
going
to
to
get
take him
tacos.
4 minutes to get
You
to.
guys, you keep going.
Well, no, because
I
there's
feel like this is good.
there's a special energy. Hey guys, I'm the fucking host. I'm shutting the show down. I got a fucking coyote
Wait,
pelt.
let me ask one thing before we go.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Lindsey. So you obviously choose this man. You're having another baby with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So baby, do you know what you're having yet?
A boy.
A little boy.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
We got the 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
This piece with the babies and the family and moving into this stage.
Mm-hmm.
How do you what does it feel like having experienced the striving, but being married to this man and watching him choose to show up this way? Like, how has it changed your desire, your longing or leaning into who he is as a man? I'm not just talking sexually,
that's
just
so
like
good.
as a
Yes.
woman, watching him make this change by choice.
Yeah.
That's a great. Well done, by the way.
I
great.
honestly feel like there's this cool journey that I went on as well. Still kind of on. When in April, about the time that he was kind of having his wake up call, we went to this parenting course at church, and we were like, oh, we're going to learn how to be like the best parents ever. And we did like a little date night at a Mexican place before the class. And what we found over the class 6 weeks was that we did learn a lot about parenting, but honestly, it was more about marriage and how we were like, whoa, there's like a lot of places that there's disconnection. And, what are we living and doing for, that identity piece where it's like not just the doing, but who are we? Like, what do we want us to be? What do we want you to be? What do I want to be? And we had been trying to have our second for a little bit. And actually on the beach trip, when we had that revelation of like, I need to give it away. And this particular verse that I was reading in the Bible about Abraham and how he goes to battle, conquers, they like ask him, hey, if you want to keep the men, we'll give we'll give you all the plunder. And he was like, no, thanks. I don't even want the strap of a sandal from you. And the next verse, God promises him a son, Isaac. And so I kind of had this whole like thought behind that. And I shared it with Taylor and we were like, wow, that's cool. And
Because it was essentially like, don't keep any of it.
yeah, don't keep any of it.
'Cause-
Get rid of it. Yeah.
Even as I'd been, sorry to interrupt you, but going through the process of giving it away, everybody was like, no,
Mhm.
like just keep some, like keep it like, it was like a fight. And you
Or
were like,
sell
no,
it.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
no.
I was like, we just have to get rid of it. It was like a joint effort. And I think the process that I saw Taylor going through, I was like, I respect that. I haven't seen this kind of depth for him to like want to like dig for that place in his identity. I think there was just a respect that that was grown there. But when we got home, the day that he signed over the companies was the day that we found out we were expecting. So that was pretty ironic. Like obviously we were like kind of staring at the wall because we were like,
So beautiful.
what just happened? Like you just signed everything away. I'm pregnant. We're both in transition. What's happening? But I think from the sabbatical to that little summer, time frame, I feel like we both had this season of discovery where even I was able to, process some things over the last 7 years that because now he was in process, I felt like it was safe to process. And through that, doing it together, I think there was just a mutual kind of meshing. I told Keith this yesterday. I felt like we were on two separate paths, like kind of what you were saying about Danielle, where it's like for 7 years, this was us. And we both, like I had my thing and I was doing well. Taylor had his thing. We didn't have a bad marriage. Like we weren't like wanting a divorce, But I think this summer it came together and I was like feeling that sense of like infusion in our relationship where his goals are my goals. Our family we have the same desires, So.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
You're a beautiful, powerful woman.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Taylor, like you two together as a couple, individually, huge kudos. So far and few between. This is a game I've been in for 10 years. just being with men and their spouses and couples and just watching the chaos. So huge, like so happy for both of you to be able to have it. So happy for your children.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that suffer.
Yeah.
They're the ones that get beat down. They're the ones that suffer. My oldest kids still struggle because of the inability Danielle and I had to be on the same page because of me for a long time. So congratulations, man. Proud of both of you.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's huge. And this is one of the shows like we could fucking do like 7 of them.
Yeah. Well, they're friends of the show, so they come back.
Yeah, you know them. So
yeah, I know them. I'll introduce you to them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly, thanks for being on the show, Lindsey. I'm really glad. We talked yesterday. I'm like, do you want to be on the show? Do you not want to be on the show? Should we have you?
You did great.
Yeah, I
could have just done it. I would have.
Yeah, it was amazing. But you guys are amazing, and it's such an honor to be such a close friend of yours and you guys together because I have so much respect for you, and I know that there's going to be a day, Taylor, where your physique will be as close to mine, and I'm excited about that. And that's a mountain to climb, and maybe a monster to chase or slay. But anyway, exciting, guys. That is the end of the show. If you love this thing, hey, where do they follow you guys at? How do they get a hold of you guys?
Twitter, Instagram.
I'm not on Twitter.
I'm Taylor A. Welch on everything.
Taylor A. Welch on everything. We'll put it in the show notes so you can go follow him.
Link it up there, dude.
What's that?
My Twitter, dude, is like a work of art.
Yeah, okay. So it's a work of art.
Scientific discovery.
One of the smartest dudes I met, and now we just realize why he's so smart, because he's got an extremely smart wife, and she's angelic. And Garrett, that was a fun one, wasn't it? All right, guys, keep crushing it. That shit's contagious.